beneficent, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the Lord of the world, the beneficent, the most merciful. Master of this day of judgment in which we now live. Oh, my brothers and sisters, this is announcement the judgment of America. Now, before I get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel and share this video. And as you guys come in here, hit that like button. Now, before I dive in, I'm going to get started. Now, the judgment of America. The Holy Quran, Surah 1341 says, we had visited a land and curtained a nation from its sides. America has been surrounded with the four great judgment of God. And the four great judgment is rain, hell, fire, earthquakes, and many other related pledge. She's in this divine action, as you see. When we look at this justice system, this legal judicial system is owned by white supremacy. Someone say, do they not know that the hour has come? You see, every cry is against them. So beware of them. The curse of God is on them. So how are they deluded today from the truth? You see, Mr. Trump, I respect you as the president of the United States of America. But I want to say, I was under no illusion that you can make America great again. So I want to say to Mr. Trump, this nation has become a habitation of devils, a home for every evil person, a cage for every hateful bird. So have this nation become a habitation of devils? So, Mr. Trump, see, you killed Qasem Soleimani. So the question is, my brothers and sisters, how many people are they planning to kill? And how many people are they going to kill? See, murder has been the operandi. See, you want us dead. So that way you can speed it up. See, I don't know. But Mr. Trump, this nation has become a habitation of devils and a home for every evil person. Now, no matter what this fool Benjamin Alexander had to say on the screen, because we keep it real. And you cannot ill afford to ignore this announcement. The judgment of America. And judgment has come to you, America. As the Holy Quran, Surah 13:41 says, we have visit the land, curtain a nation from all its sides. Now, the foolish are still foolish until he is cast away into that narrow place. See, he's not going to be able to make his turn right or left. You see. So the day of decision, you got a decision, my brothers and sisters, to make. And thinking that you have a long time will always be the greatest mistake people make. You see. In the days of Noah, in the days of Lot, and so shall it be in the coming day of the Son of Man. You know, people is eating, drinking, marrying, just sitting here having a good old time, as you call it. But it's not a good time, I'm here to say. And I'm here to say it again. It's not a good time, but it's a wicked time. And you don't have long, because you think that thinking that you have long will be the greatest mistake people will make. See, brothers, it been a year thou far that God been pledging America day and night by his divine pledge of storms. As you see, the judgment of America has come from Almighty God, Allah. So we see the great dreadful days of the Lord has now come to America. The land and people who worship evil, robbery, murder, rape, famine, deceits are the orders of the days in America. If there is anything like a God of righteousness, if there is anything like God of truth, should not he raise himself up and take his place and put an end to such evil as now going on in America? People cannot walk the streets of America today without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, rape, America is a wicked land, everyone against the other. Righteousness, justice, and freedom are despised and fought against, regardless to the clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by his divine pledge of storms. For this is as it is written of America in the book of Revelation. In the Bible, they continued their evil ways and did blasphemy to God, who has power over these pledges. They hated the name of Allah. They hate the name of his messengers. But nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction of America. Look at the wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us, but we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. We have done nothing to them. They are against us just because of the idea that we are Muslims, black people. The white man have his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he still has the power to do so, while in reality, the white man have come to an end of his time of power to rule the black people. Regardless to Allah God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to the black man, the white man still keeps inviting the retaliation of Allah God. The white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah God and his servants, for he has power. The judgment of America, judgment have come to you, America, whom to you, who seeks to fight against Allah God and against his aim and purpose, whom to you, America, Allah God has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide. He has made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. When a man does not know the danger of fire, then he can fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years, and she does not think that there is ever a God who will accept her black slave and return on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is the day and time in which America could benefit from what Allah God have revealed to me and from the work that I'm doing among my black people, turning them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written in the Bible, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for a healing, if she had not gone to the extreme by making fun of the God of the Jews in their temple in Jerusalem and belittling the power of the God of the Jews to retaliate. The Bible prophesies of the pledge that will come upon America, and these pledges are falling on America now, and yet she will not repent. For America continue to kill the black one slave for righteousness and justice. Even though the black slave wants to go from America, she wants to hold on to him. And America does not want to let her black slave go. America holds the black slave for a prey. Whom to America, her days have arrived. She will not heed the warning. I beg her to let us be separate from her on little territory and a state to ourselves. And let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh in the time of Moses. God went down to Egypt to make Israel and her enemy, the Egyptian, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. The four great judgments that Allah God promised to destroy America with are now coming upon her. Hail, snow, drought, earthquakes. Allah God have reserved his treasure of snow and ice to be used against this wicked country of America. In the days of battle and war, these are some of Allah God weapons, the storms that we see going on. The white man of America is not blind and ignorant. You had known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. For the white man translate the Bible. He knows what he put in his translation of that which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America, all love and respect of the wicked, have gone from them. They do not love each other, nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. This is also a pledge. You see some of the white people rehearsing the decayed days of their father. They are not ashamed to do so. They come out with long, straggly hair, as their fathers did in the days of the cage. This is a lie of God forcing a white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. Yet a few foolish, unlearned black people follow the white man. It is shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their back and over their face by misleading the black man to fall in the ways of the white man cage days. The white man is again telling the world how he had deceived the black man. He's now making a black man manifest that he is too weak to seek his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to the black man in America that we should seek our own. Instead of the black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa and the way they did in the jungle life and the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barber tools, sneers, razors to keep themselves looking identified as a civilized people should look. The black man in America accept the jungle life, thinking that they will get the love of black Africa. Black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dress and hairstyles would not get you the love of Africa. The identified people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want Christianity. Do not think that you would get a home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after a war, you have to be a Muslim. The judgment of America, she is made manifest, as it is written in the Bible, Revelation. She is a cage of every unclean and hateful bird, every unclean and hateful human being. America, America, your days have come for the evil done to your black slave. America, you cannot repay that evil with another evil, trying to tempt the black slave by offering them your white woman. That does not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double crosser. That you even offer your black ones, slave, your girls and women to do with them as they please, if they would just follow you. The judgment of America, Babylon could have been healed, but she is not healed. America is just beginning to experience sorrows, mourning, grief, and distrust for anger of God and man. According to both the Holy Quran and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. In these books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. A time will grow so terrible, some, that according to the Holy Quran, children will become grave-head. And according to the Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people who had the anger of God, the American people. The fourth beast in the Revelation of John in the Bible, and of which Daniel described as a well-dreadful, well-armed beast, working on that of death upon the weak, refers to America. She had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. Daniel's description of a rib between the teeth of the beast and the reference to this ill treatment, subjection, ruthless behavior by the devil to our people. This America Latins the poor with heavy sentences, long prison terms, refuses to let the prisoners go free. This is due to our heartlessness and lack of compassion for the black man of America. This beast, white man, lies and waits around the black man homes and probe the streets at night and wait for an excuse to wreak his ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. If the black man raised a hand to protect and defend himself, he is shot dead. He is unable to defend himself against false charge. So it's 100 of them, and it's one helpless victim. He goes to the area in his car and will yell, "Get that nigga." You see, this shows courtesy of the white man going after that so-called nigga. And see, he sits in the lurching place of the village, in the secret place. He murdered the innocent. That's their nature. So we see this beast keeps our people in sorrows and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man wages are calculated by white wicked accountants, preventing the so-called Negro from saving by skyrocketing and the view of the poor, the prices of the necessary of life. This white beast persecute, imprison, and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor, so-called Negro. The white man does now want the so-called Negro to leave America, but she will not divide the spoil of America, the country which she has taken by the force of arm and killing its owners, the Indians, with them. This beast set up evil to be allied as a god. She discusses good for evil, and she covers the earth with filth, making it fascinating so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for a joy, and then she kills both of them. Whom to America, the murderers and deceivers of the people. The God of justice and truth have pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people and his words, the truth. You have been judged and found wanting to the so-called American Negro, the lost and now found members of the black nation of the earth. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere. If you only will unite with your own, heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. Jeremiah 23:19 says, "See, the storms of the Lord have burst out in wrath, a war wind sworn down on the heads of the wicked." See, 2 Peter chapter 3:9 says, "The Lord's not slow in keeping his promise, as some count slowness." See, he's going to be very patient towards you, not wishing that any should perish, but that all should reach repentancy. So you see, the four great judgment that Almighty God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. See, Job chapter 38:23 says, "Have you entered into the treasure of the snow?" So, America is surrounded with this judgment of Allah God. We see them now covering all sides of America as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. Surah 13:41. We have vision land and curtain her on all her sides. And these judgment will push the people into the center of the country. And they will realize there's a lot of God who is bringing them and their country to a nothing. And Job in the Bible prophesies that a lot of God has snow and ice to use as his weapons in the days of war and battle against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspaper today of how great hill like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north. Not only in the northern states of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, Montana, but now the snow is in the New England states. And they are declared to be disaster area. The announcer of this disaster of snow in the New England states says that there have never been such great quantity of snow all up and down the coast to the Carolinas. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. All around the southern borders of America, storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain and more storms on the way, one right after another. In the north and far west and the east, America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. There are earthquakes and the seas is raging. The Pacific Ocean is now angry and raging and tossing up great waves as never before. Now, why should these things hit America? See, the Revelation teach you why. It's because America is filled with devils. And have such unclean person living in America. This is true. Under hateful birds. See, every filthy, schemish, wicked person comes here for a haven, where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. And the country opens and welcomes that type of a person. As we see, the few little Muslims, who Muslim names those who have submitted to the will of Allah God, how the enemy hates us and seeks to do all evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. These are not the days of Noah, Lot, and Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. These are new times. The enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. The God of righteousness is with us. He just laughs at those who try to fight against him. See, Psalms chapter 2, verse 4 said he would sit in the heaven and he shall laugh. He'll have you in confusion. He'll have you in your humiliation. See, he had destroyed whole nations with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, fire. See, the Holy Quran has a record of people even being destroyed. See, Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a block of arm or a mountain to throw it on him. He used that which is with you against you. See, the force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. Storm after storms of snow and ice are whirling in from the north and are pushing great drift that are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? Job prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. He just takes some snow and covering them up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroyed people with just cold wind. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? No wonder the second song says that he would sit in the heaven and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He will have you crazy. It is true. The heads of the governments of this Christian world are confused, and they do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the great desire was to confuse us. Now, our God has taken the confusion out of us and put it into them. Eat, America. Help yourself to the desert that you have prepared for us. You eat it. All praises are due to Allah God, who came in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever. We went to Alabama, to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our father laborers has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful and want to buy back some of our own labor. I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama, and not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the union. They do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take the country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took the kingdom from the wicked and give it to whom he pleases, those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. The four great judgments of rain, hail, snow, earthquakes, and the confusion and the head of states. Four great judgment of America. To be pledged with too much rain will destroy properties and lives. It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now sea shoreline. Rain destroyed property and killed cattle by drowning them in lowland. Rain destroyed the hiding places of victorious beasts and reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck lines, beds, and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. Rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Wind with rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing various germs, causing sickness to the people. It produces unclean water by the swelling of the stream and destroying of the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also the property and life destroyer. Snow is of the most dreaded pledge when it comes in great drift from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your properties and life, destroys your highways and your cities and your gravel towns and cities. It put a burden of expense upon the city. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. The cage in or roofs of homes, the cutting off of homes, the cutting off of transportation, isolation area, bring about the starvation. Communication is destroyed with the icing. Communication wires. Snows look pretty because of its clean look. Almost everything of nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied to be one of the weapons that God will use against the wicked of America. Job 38, 22, and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses where God plainly tells us that he had preserved it against the time of trouble, against the days of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teaches us that God used snow, rain, wind, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. If America any better than the people we read about in the history that God destroyed? No, she is not as good. These people was not as wicked as the American people. Earthquakes could destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in the grip of a divine judgment. America is in a position towards our one slave, so-called Negro, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slave. She is in this position today because of the injustice done to the American so-called Negro slave brought to America for over 400 years ago. We refused to let them go free. They only say that you are free, knowing within that you are not able to leave them without anything. But the injustice continues to increase. Now they plan death. So this God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of this people, the so-called Negro, in the last days after they served the enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God would judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the member of the black nation, who have and are fulfilling the prophecy. God in the person of Master Fard Muhammad will not be defeated. The more evil, deceiving, tricky, making false promises to the American so-called Negro only increases America's divine chastisement doom. America knows there are terrible lies and a mistreatment of the black man, the so-called Negro, but she is too wicked to give up tricking the Negro and deceiving him on false promises. She just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he delighted in fighting the enemy. According to the history of the former people, he delighted himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America. They must be separate. America will not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment as Pharaoh suffered. The same things that the evil nation suffered before them is now coming upon this people. She seeks to keep her slave robbed it, the opportunity and wealth. She envies success coming to the American Negro free slave. She charged them high prices to keep them down. She deceived them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms in the political circle, class, and all professional classes. She offered them little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people. But they too would suffer along with the enemy of justice, of the poor, so-called Negro. They must be separate. Envy and hatred are going between the two parties, regardless of their preaching of social integration. The truth must come. What is better than a program you find I have written you two blacks and whites cannot get along in peace, since you had never gotten along in peace? Do you know why white America does not like to talk with you about separation, and why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people? He knows that it's promised and that God would do it. Then why do they not agree with separate themselves from you and me and read from them? Why are the black man and the white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called nigga, seek some of this earth that you can call your own to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. This is what we need, somewhere to live to ourselves and let the white man live to himself. Two people are not brothers. They are aliens to each other. God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. America lands being divinely curtained. The Holy Quran, Surah 13:41. See they not that we are visiting the land, curtain it of its size. Allah pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of its decreed, and he is swift and calling to account. Black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and a person of Master Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth, and I have been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America had done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people. She had blown their cities to pieces, and she had killed it, the inhabitants, those who were left alive. She put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by America might. It is very sad and horrible to look at the things that America had done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets and on the highways, in the woods, and fields, for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had advantage, and she wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. The Bible, Psalms chapter 10, verse 8. He sat in the lurching place of the village, in the secret place, do he murder innocents. His eyes are set against the poor. Up until this very minute, she's seeking to destroy this black man America, deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired a departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel and Egypt in the time of Moses to serve America as a warning, but she had fallen headlong into the dire of destruction of Allah God. America runs to and fro, seeking a way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. America made us into nothing. She used us to mock us before this nation of the earth. But the God with unlimited wisdom, knowledge, and power is now befriending the black slave. He has chosen his black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come into knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from the destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our life. America divided us one against the other. The black man America is so divided against each other that you seek all time to do evil against each other. You cannot even befriend them lest they take advantage of it and call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. Midway Technical Schools came to us for help. We gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their back rents and other bills that they had. Take a look at how they turn on us for the purpose of wrecking all of their beautiful businesses set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America foretold separation is the answer. The Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 6, 7, and 12. And when the cities are set on fire, and when men are united, and when hell is kindled. The folding up is the title taken from the first verse of that chapter in which the above verses are found. When the sun is folded up, the Holy Quran, Surah 81, verse 1, prophesies the folding up of a recorded work. A record of what people have done as it used will no longer be necessary. This chapter refers to what take place and the resurrection. One party is recorded as the beginning, while the other party is discontinued. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War causes the destruction of civilization. War destroys the cities and towns of a nation. Chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars, mountains and camels, and wild animals are all mentioned in the first 4 verses of this chapter and are not without. Coming of God refers to by the prophet is to unite a people who have been divided against self by the enemies. He chose these people for building a better world. The Bible Revelation refers to the destruction of the beast and his chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not referring to 4-foot animals, but to a people rule is like that of a savage beast. The theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beast, dragon, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Rutherford, founders of Jehovah's Witness sect, takes the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. This is the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under the guidance of God who is now present. Why should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do you slave masters want to hold them for hostage prey? You do not need them. Your machines do the labor that slave used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do for you slave before you, Pharaoh, had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost the war against Allah, who was drowned in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free a slave, she can easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing, killing, provoking them through police force, National Guards, and finding the U.S. Army as we see in Detroit, Michigan. America's actions show us 2 things. Firstly, she wished to cause fear amongst the so-called Negro with a display of many deadly weapons, but Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she fears to approach her armed slave unless she is armed. This has been the historical relation between the white man and his slaves. The white man seeks the leaderships of the so-called Negro to help him keep the dissatisfied slaves subject to him without complaint about injustice. The white man says, nigga, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job. The white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave work. Our free laborers have made the white slave master richer than their brethren, Europeans. They offer us any of this land that they took from the Indians. The 22 million so-called Negro should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of self. The white master only offers a job. Allah God has come, and the person of Master Fard Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, to free us. The Negro slave must be free. This is the meaning of the resurrection. Allah God has says to Elijah Muhammad that he intends to free the American so-called Negro at any price. For 400 years, you slave masters have been killing the so-called Negro without receiving any resistance, and regardless of his peaceful way with you. We the Muslims have tried to live in peace here in America. There is not a single incident in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you, but you have attacked us several times We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned and killed the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns and cities and people. As you divide the so-called Negro one against the other, so Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, this is a sign of the end of you as a power. The house doomed to fall. We cannot deny the fact that the Christian rest is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. From the same corruption that their own hands has made will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, such as love your neighbors. I have yet to meet one who loved his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. They even fight against each other, rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as war peacemakers. With whom? The great deceivers of the world will reap what they have sown. Have they not corrupted many people and nations under disgust of good, peaceful, loving Christians? The Christian rest is full of this worst crime, practicing evil to the fullest and seeking them to practice on nations as well. The universal temper are ever parading before the world. They both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes in almost everything. Murder, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery, lying. There is hardly any end to it. All right, we're going to stop there. We're going to close this thing out. I'm out.